Hello. As you might have gathered, I'm outside. It's a beautiful day on this VE Day 2020, so I thought I'd do Movement Not Miracles outside today, and I'm doing ankles and shoulders, which might seem like a bit of a weird combination, but I've done a bit of a overhead squat and squat session this morning, so my shoulders could do with a bit of a stretch through, and my ankles always could, so I thought you could join in and help me. As ever, well, I'm Anna and welcome to Eat, Move, Be Happy, Movement Not Miracles. So should we... Wi-Fi's hopefully going to hang on here. I'm using Chris's hotspot, so hopefully it will stay. Let's get on with it, not test it too much. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to tuck our toes underneath us and we're going to kneel back on our heels. So we're actually sitting on our heel and stretching through the base of our foot, and that in itself feels quite nice. So, and then I just want you to rock from your big toe to your little toe on each foot so that you make sure that you're stretching toes. Sitting nice and tall and keeping on your heels. And then reach forward with your hand and we're going to push up through our legs and try and get our heels flat on the floor. So you've got a nice stretch through your calf, but you're also working through your ankle flexion. So bring it back to kneeling and just rock gently on those toes. Every time I do this stretch, I remember how good it is, and then I wonder why I don't do it enough, why I don't do it more, because this feels really nice on your feet. And we don't tend to pay a lot of attention to our feet, and yet they support us throughout the day. So let's try again. It's a bit of a downward dog shape, but it's not exactly. We're aiming to get the heels on the floor more. It's working more through our ankles than downward dog. We are going to do because it's one of my favourites. And we're going to do that one more time. So just rock through your toes. Nice big stretch through your big toe, this one. And then up we go. Calves are getting better. Okay, I'm going to take that into a downward dog now. So hands underneath your shoulders and your knees a little bit further back this time. And move forward a bit so you can see my toes. And then lift up and really push through your arms and your shoulders, just to wake those up and aiming to get your heels on the floor. Lift up through your hips, relax through your neck. And down you go. It doesn't matter if you don't get your heels on the floor. If your hamstrings aren't going to stretch that much, that's fine. But that's what we're aiming for. So we'll do that one more time. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees a little bit further back, and push up and back. You might need to move forwards a little bit. Lift your hips, shoulder blades squeezing onto the back of your chest. Okay, down we go. Right, another ankle one. So we're going to kneel on one leg and the other leg is going to point out to the side. Now, the closer that heel is to your knee, the more this is going to work through your ankle mobility. So we're going to do two versions, just because we can. I want you to think of your hips pointing forwards, so don't let your body twist round to follow that knee. And you're trying to keep that knee out. So that in itself should be work through the outside of your bum. In my case, my left leg. So knee stays out and we're just going to move forwards, so you're trying to get as much flexion through the ankle in that bent leg as possible. And as you will see, my ankles are quite stiff. And if you've got stiff ankle joints, then the danger is that you can also, your body will compensate for the stiffness in your ankles. So it can impact your knees and also your hips and then into your back. And for me, for squatting, if I had better ankle mobility, then I'd be able to get a deeper squat, which is what I'm aiming for. If you take your heel further away from your knee, now you're going to get the stretch with this move on the inside. So we're going to do the same thing again. So it's less of an ankle move now and more of a stretch on the inside of our thigh. But while we're here, we may as well keep that knee back. Don't let it creep in. So keep working through that glute. Okay, we're going to swap legs. So first of all, we'll aim for ankles. So heel in line with your knee back, hips pointing forward. Work through that outside butt and just rock forwards. Try and keep your heel on the floor. This one's harder for me because my ankle is stiffer on this side, so we don't want that to happen because you're not getting any movement through your ankle then. So, and push forward with your bottom on the other side. So for me, I'm bending through my right ankle, so think of using my left glute to get some movement in that ankle. I'm having to work quite hard to keep that heel on the floor. This one does not want to move very well. I clearly need to do this more. A couple more. Okay, and then we'll take the foot a bit wider. And the same move, so keep that knee back, keep working through that left glute to push forward, but now I can feel a stretch down the inside of my thigh. Keep those hips square. Okay. So actually that's quite a nice one for your hips as well. So my hips feel slightly better now. Right, so onto shoulders. So you'll need either a belt or a resistance band, something that you can brace yourself against. Karen did this version with a broomstick, a broom handle, and that's absolutely fine as well. So you just need something to be able to brace your shoulders against to help you do a shoulder dislocate. So we're going to go all the way over and all the way round. So start off wide, start off quite wide, and then you're aiming to keep your arms nice and straight and roll those shoulders back and round. And as you go, take your arms over your head, you're squeezing your shoulder blades of your chest. Whether you're going to be able to see any movement, but I'll show you from the back. So each time you take your arms over your head, you will squeeze your shoulder blades together and then they move wide. Try not to bunch your shoulders up. So we want movement through the joint, but we want the shoulders also relaxed, and we want the neck and head relaxed. And then if you can, move in so that your grip is slightly narrower, which makes it slightly harder. The other thing to think about when you're in that position is elbows straight. So think of really stretching through your support. If you've got this is why it's better to do it with something that's not going to stretch. It makes it easier to do the dislocate move, but in order to get the position, if you can think of pulling that belt apart, you can really squeeze those shoulders onto the back of your chest, which is the right action for an overhead squat, just so that you know. Oh, I'm struggling to keep that right elbow straight. on that one back round. Okay, so you get the idea. So there should be a little bit more movement in your shoulders. They should feel a little bit freer now. Next one we're going to do is where you put one hand behind your back. So I know I'm kneeling down. You can do this standing. Make sure your pelvis is tilted forwards so your back is nice and flat. Arm up your back with one elbow, and the other elbow, the other arm reaches down so that you are clasping your hands at the back. Now there's a couple of things to think about. This shoulder should be rolling back and down. So your blade, you feel the shoulder blade with your hand, it should be sticking out a little bit. And then try and flatten it onto the back of your chest. So shoulder up and down, and hand as high up your back as it will go. This hand reaches up high and then bends back around. You'll probably find, unless you're very flexible through your shoulders, that you can do one side and not the other. Work to keep this arm back. The elbow that's by your ear, work hard to keep that one back, and you'll feel some stretch across the front of your shoulders there. Okay, release it, a bit of a tactical wipe. Oh, can't kneel there, that's a sharp bit. And then we do the same thing on the other side. Now, I am less flexible on this side. I'll just turn around and show you. So, my hand is only going to go to there. This right shoulder needs a lot of TLC. So, I'm never going to reach there. So what you can do is use your chesty belt to help you get the same sort of action. So you're aiming to hold the belt as close, your hands as close together, but now I can pull up with my bent arm and really work at stretching through the front of the shoulder of my right shoulder. So I get the same action, even though I can't actually get hold with my hands, which I'm never going to do with this right shoulder. It's had some injuries, but I still work, because in not working on it, it's never going to get better, and I still need it to have some movement and some mobility in it. So you can still work through your shoulders like that. So hopefully everything feels, ankles and shoulders feel a little bit more stretched, a little bit more movement in them. And I will now leave you to enjoy the rest of your bank holiday and celebrate your VE Day celebrations. We're having a virtual barbecue, if that's a possible thing, and we will be doing a quiz with our neighbours and our family, so whatever you get up to, that'll be fantastic. Don't forget Lockdown Relay Challenge on Sunday, so if you haven't yet signed up, please do so. If you have a look on the peer support group or go to the website www.eatmovebehappy.com and look for Lockdown Relay Challenge, you can sign up, choose your challenge, your activity, and so your choice, and register for your time slot, and you do your activity and then pass the baton to the next person, and let's get as many people as possible. We've got loads of people signed up, but it'd be great to have some more. So on that note, hope your shoulders are feeling good and your ankles are feeling good. Enjoy your bank holiday, and we'll see you on Sunday. Thank you.